Hello and welcome to the new session on fluid mechanics. As I had told you in the previous class, we will now be discussing on the problems related to force exerted by the flowing fluid on the pipe bends. And the basis for these problems will be the momentum equation and the impulse momentum equation that we have derived in the previous classes. Again, based on the momentum equation, we had derived an expression for force exerted by flowing fluid on the pipe bend. But I do not recommend you to remember those equations. Only thing that you will have to remember is the impulse momentum equation. I will make you apply the impulse momentum equation to each problem separately, and with that we will be solving the problems without having to remember any of the equations. If you have had the proper understanding of impulse momentum equation, that is fair enough to solve these problems. Take the first problem. A 45-degree reducing bend. A 45-degree reducing bend is connected in a pipeline. Is connected in a pipeline. Full stop. Diameter at the inlet and outlet of the bend. Diameter at the inlet and outlet of the bend are 600 millimeter and 300 millimeter respectively. 600 millimeter and 300 millimeter respectively. Full stop. Find the force exerted by water on the bend. Find the force exerted by water on the bend, comma, if the intensity of pressure at inlet to bend is 8.829 Newton per centimeter square. 8.829 Newton per centimeter square, and rate of flow of water is 600 LPS. Is 600 LPS. Okay, before I begin to solve this problem, what did we actually have in the equation of force exerted by flowing fluid on the pipe bend? If you remember, we had P1, P2, A1, A2, V1, V2 and Q. If you know all these things, the problem can easily be solved. In the given data, what are all the things that we have? P1, that is pressure at inlet, is given, so you can calculate what is P1. To find out the pressure force, you will have to multiply intensity of pressure by the area. To find out area, he has given you the dimensions at inlet and outlet. That means A1 and A2 can be calculated. That means P1, A1 is known and A2 is also known. However, P2 is not given. And then moving ahead, what do you again require? V1 and V2 will be required to find out the velocity. The difference of velocity. What is V1 and V2? Is it given in the problem? If you know the area and discharge, you can calculate V1 and V2. In this problem, he has given you the discharge to be equal to 600 LPS. So, you can get what is V1 and V2 using A1 and A2. So, and hence rest of the things are solved if you are able to find out P2. How do I get P2? Again, when you know pressure at one section and pressure at the other section needs to be calculated, you will have to apply Bernoulli's equation. For that, flow needs to be continuous. If I draw the diagram according to the data given, now I can solve this problem by putting Bernoulli's equation first and finding P2. Once you know it, you can easily get the solution required to this problem. So, now it is a 45-degree bend. It is a reducing bend. That means the area from inlet to outlet is being reduced. So, first I will draw the center line of the pipe, which is of utmost importance. So, according to the data, you have a reducing bend. That means at the inlet you have higher diameter, at the outlet you have smaller diameter. To represent that, to begin with, I will have to draw the center line. So, you have a pipe which is now bent into 45 degrees. So this angle is nothing but equal to 45 degrees. This is a 45 degree bend. What is the diameter at inlet to bend? Diameter at inlet to bend is, I think, 600 millimeter, and that at outlet is 300 millimeter. So now a pipe which is 600 millimeter in diameter, 600 millimeter in diameter will be reduced to 300 millimeter after this bend. After this bend. So this is the pipe bend that we are looking at. So this is section 1. This is section 2. Look, basically section 2 need not be taken here. Section 2 has to be taken at the bend itself. But this will become very cumbersome. So I have shown the section 2 at the end. So you know that this is nothing but Fy and this is nothing but Fx. So pressure at section 1, intensity of pressure at section 1 is given. P1 is equal to, how much is given? P1 is 8.829 Newton per centimeter square. Diameter at this section D1 is 600 millimeter, nothing but 0.6 meter. Again in this direction you have V1 as well, and in this direction you have V2, and pressure at this section P2 needs to be calculated. Diameter at this section D2 is 300 millimeter, nothing but 0.3 meters. Now what needs to be calculated? From this diagram you will have to first find out what is P2. To get P2 you will have to apply Bernoulli's equation. Again remember, this is the datum line, P1 by rho g plus V1 square by 2g plus Z1 plus that must be equal to P2 by rho g plus V2 square by 2g plus Z2. What is Z1 and Z2? They are nothing but the distance from the datum line. Just because I have drawn section 2 here, do not think that section 2 is above the center line, because the dimension is being changed here only. Section 2 is very well here, but I have just shown that section 2 here, and hence when you apply Bernoulli's equation between section 1 and 2, Z1 and Z2 gets cancelled. This is an important part that you will have to remember, and hence you can easily find out what is P2, provided you know what is V1 and V2. So from the given data you can observe, from the given data what are all the things you have been given. D1 is 0.6 meters, using which you will have to calculate what is A1. D2 is given to be 0.3 meters, using which you will have to find out what is A2. Once you know diameter and at section 1 and 2, you can easily find out what is the corresponding areas. Then discharge is given. Discharge is given to be 600 LPS, nothing but 0.6 meter cube per second. Once this 0.6 meter cube per second is known, you can easily calculate what is V1 and V2, which is very important in this problem. To do so, you need to get what is A1 and A2. Take out the calculator and solve. A1 is 0.2827, 0.2827 meter square, and area at section 2 A2 is 0.0706, 0.0706 meter square. So using this you will have to calculate what is V1 and V2. To get V1 and V2 you can solve it here itself. So V1, therefore V1 is equal to Q by A1. Q by A1, that is nothing but 0.6 divided by A1 is 0.2827. So nothing but 2.1224 meter per second. Similarly, V2 is 0.6 divided by A2, that is 0.0706. So that comes out to be 8.4986 meter per second. So, you will have to find out what is the force exerted, for which you will have to calculate what actually is P2. Only then you will be able to solve this problem. So, from Bernoulli's equation, we know that, or you simply write apply Bernoulli's equation between 1 and 2. So, you have P1 by rho g plus V1 square by 2g plus Z1 equal to P2 by rho g plus V2 square by 2g plus Z2. I will not consider losses here because there is absolutely no mention of loss anywhere in the problem. So, I will not take HL. So, in this problem what is P1? P1 is 8.829 into 10 power 3 divided by 1000 into 9.81 plus V1 you have found it to be 2.1224. So, V1 square is 2.1224 whole square divided by 2 into 9.81 plus Z1 and Z2 would have cancelled because both are at the same elevation. This must be equal to P2 is unknown. So, P2 by rho g, rho is 1000 into g is 9.81 plus V2 is 8.4986. So, V2 square is 8.4986 square divided by 2 into 9.81. Only unknown in the entire equation is P2. So, solve for P2. When you solve for P2, you will have P2 to be equal to 54.62 into 10 power 3. 54.62 into 10 power 3 Newton per meter square. Once you get this, the next moment you can apply impulse momentum equation to this entire problem, because you now know P1 A1, P2 A2, V1 V2 as well as theta, that is the angle made. So, using this you can easily solve the problem, but for which you will have to draw two more diagrams, that is the variation of pressure here is neither horizontal nor vertical. So, what I will do is I will draw this diagram again. So, this is nothing but P2A2. So, this is nothing but P2A2. So, this must be equal to P2A2 cos theta, P2A2 sin theta in the vertically downward direction, and in the negative x direction please be careful, since it is inward this has to be also inwards, it becomes negative x direction. So, P2A2 cos theta, where theta is nothing but equal to 45 degrees. Also, you will have to have the similar drawing for finding out velocity in x direction, but velocity is outwards, which is nothing but V2. So, this is again theta is equal to 45 degrees. This is V2 cos theta, this is V2 sin theta. Using this you can solve the problem. So, what I will do is apply impulse momentum equation in x direction. So, first I will take applying, commonly I will write applying impulse momentum equation. First thing I will do is in x direction. If you take the impulse momentum equation in x direction, what actually it is? In x direction, what is impulse momentum equation? The statement of impulse momentum equation is the net force in x direction must be equal to rate of change of momentum in x direction. So, net force in x direction, net force in x direction must be equal to rate of change of momentum in x direction. So what are all the forces we have in x direction now? You can write. So P1 A1 in x direction, P1 A1 in x direction. You have minus Fx. What is this minus Fx? Fx is the force exerted by flowing fluid on the pipe band. For the equilibrium, pipe band would be exerting the equal force in the negative x direction. That is what I have written, minus Fx. And you have in negative x direction another force P2A2 cos theta, that is the component of P2A2. So minus P2A2 cos theta. This must be equal to rate of change of momentum. You know how to write the rate of change of momentum. Rate of change of momentum is nothing but mass into change in velocity, because mass cannot change. So how did I write mass? Mass I have written as rho into q, because rho is meter cube per second. Sorry, rho is kg per meter cube and q is meter cube per second. You are only left with kg per second. That means rho q into final velocity minus initial velocity. Final velocity is v2 cos theta. You can observe v2 cos theta in positive x direction minus initial velocity in x direction is v1. That's why I said you need not remember any equation provided you know what is impulse momentum equation. Using that I have written this. Now P1, you know P1 to be equal to 8.829 into 10 power 4 into what is A? Area 1 is 0.2827. So this is P1 A1 minus Fx minus P2 A2 cos theta. What is P2? P2 you have found it to be 54.62 into 10 power 3 into A2 is 0.0706. P2 A2 cos theta, that means cos of 45. This is the left hand side. This must be equal to rho q. Rho is 1000 because it is water. Q is 600 LPS, nothing but 0.6 meter cube per second. Rho q into V2 cos theta. How much is V2? V2 is 8.4986. 8.4986 cos 45 minus V1. V1 is 2.1224. The only unknown in the entire equation now is Fx. Find what is Fx. Therefore, Fx is equal to some Newton you calculate, and the answer comes out to be Fx is equal to 19.94 into 10 power 3. 19.94 into 10 power 3 Newton. Now I have found out the force in x direction. Similarly, I will have to calculate force in y direction. Then calculate the total force F as root of Fx square plus Fy square, and then find the direction as well. So I will remove all these drawing and the first procedure, and then I will apply the impulse momentum equation in y direction. So what I will have to do is y direction. So the same equation, net force in y direction is equal to rate of change of momentum in y direction. So if you refer to the diagram, what is the net force in y direction? So P1 A1, I think I should have retained the diagram. Anyway, in the y direction you have nothing at section 1. So P1 A1 in y direction becomes 0 minus Fy minus P2 A2 sin theta in the y direction. The component of P2 A2 in y direction, that is vertically downwards. So minus P2 A2 sin theta. This must be equal to again rho q into final velocity in y direction vertically downwards. It is also V2 is going upwards. So you have V2 cos theta, V2 sin theta in the vertically upward direction minus initial velocity in y direction is 0. This is what actually we have. So, you have 0 minus Fy minus what is P2? P2 you just found it out to be 54.62 into 10 power 3 into what is A2? Area you have found it to be 0.0706. This is P2A2 into sin 45. This must be equal to rho Q. Rho is 1000 into Q is 0.6 into what is V2? V2 is 8.4986. Sin theta is sin 45. So, the only unknown in this equation is Fy. Solve for Fy and you will get it as minus 6.302 minus 6.302 into 10 power 3 Newton. Once you have found Fx and Fy, now F is equal to root of Fx square plus Fy square. Therefore, you get F to be equal to, see what is Fx? 19.94 into 10 power 3 whole square plus Fy square, that is minus 6.302 into 10 power 3 whole square. So, you will get F to be equal to 20.91 into 10 power 3. 20.91 into 10 power 3 Newton. This is the resultant force. How do I find the direction? Direction can be written as tan alpha is equal to Fy by Fx. So, alpha is equal to tan inverse of Fy modulus, that means you need not have to take the sign. So, 6.302 into 10 power 3 divided by 19.94 into 10 power 3. So, you will get alpha to be equal to 17.54 degrees. 17.54 degrees. Using all these things, you can draw a representation diagram. So, what is Fx? Fx is in positive direction. Fx is in positive direction. This is Fx being equal to 19.94 kilonewton. But Fy is in the negative direction. So, negative direction in our representation is vertically downwards. So, how much is that? So, it is Fy is equal to 6.30 kilonewton. Negative sign I will not write here purposefully because I have shown it in the direction. So, it makes an angle of, the resultant makes an angle of 17.54 with the horizontal and the resultant force is 20.91. So, take an angle of alpha is equal to 17.54 degrees and this resultant F is equal to 20.91 kilonewton. So, this completes the problem. This gives the completeness to the problem. So, this again is asked for 10 to 12 marks. Very important because of the concepts that are involved. The concepts that are involved will fetch you lot of marks because first you found out what is pressure at section 2. Then using that you found what is the total force, that is force exerted by the flowing fluid on the pipe bend. Take the next problem. See the remaining problems on this concept will be similar because now we have solved the problem for 45-degree bend. So, that was like this 45-degree bend. Now, you may be asked to solve the problem for 90-degree bend or 135-degree bend. So, the concept remains entirely the same. Take the next problem. 250 liter per second of water, 250 liter per second of water is flowing in a pipe, having diameter of 300 millimeter, 300 millimeter, full stop. If the pipe is bent by 135 degrees, if the pipe is bent by 135 degrees, that is change from initial to final, that is change from initial to final, full stop, sorry, comma, find the magnitude and direction of the resultant, find the magnitude and direction of the resultant force, resultant force on the bend, on the bend, full stop. The pressure of flowing water, the pressure of flowing water is 39.24 Newton per centimeter square. Compared to the problem that we have solved now, this is an easier problem because all the data sets that are required to solve the problem is straight away given. The pressure does not change, it remains 39.24 Newton per centimeter square. Just do not read the problem, you will also have to understand the problem. Why does the pressure remain same? Because there is no change in dimension. If there is no change in dimension, there is no chance of changing the pressure. Pressure has to remain same with the area remaining same. Though there is pipe bend, there is no variation in dimension of the pipe. So, it remains a 300 millimeter diameter pipe and hence pressure will also remain same. Straight away he has given you P1 A1. A1 can be calculated because diameter is given. So, P1 A1 is known, P2 A2 is also known. If you can find out what is V1 and V2, yes, that can be found out because 250 liter per second of water is flowing, area is known. So, V1 and V2 is also known. If you can find what is theta, theta is not 135 degrees, please remember, because I am not following the equation, but I am following the impulse momentum equation. So, theta will not remain 135 degrees, we will have to check how much will it be and we will have to solve it accordingly. Now, I will draw the diagram and using which you can straight away apply impulse momentum equation and find what is Fx, then find what is Fy, using which you can find F and alpha, that is what is asked in the problem. So, it is a 300 millimeter pipe having 135 degree bend. So, if this is the pipe, if this is the initial direction, from here you have to bend it to 135 degrees. If this is 45, this is 90 and this is 135 degrees. So, I will again first draw the center line of the pipe. So, from here there is change from initial to final of 135 degrees. So, pipe diameter does not change, so you can easily draw it for the same diameter. So, this actually is the pipe. Again, very important thing here is this. Again, you have Fy in this direction, Fx in this direction, because the force from the flowing fluid will hit the pipe bend here. So, this is section 1 you have P1 equal to 39.24, if I am not wrong, 39.24 Newton per centimeter square, and here is section 2. You have P2 being equal to again P1. Now, you have diameter D1 is equal to D2 is equal to 0.3 meters. Velocity V1 in this direction and here also it is going outwards, velocity is V2. So, when you draw the diagram here, you should be careful. So, if this is 135 degrees, how much is this? This is 45 degrees, because total angle on a straight line must be equal to 180 degrees. If this angle is 35, this angle is 135, the remaining angle must be 45 degrees. Based on this, I will now draw the diagram for P2A2 and V2. Now, if you observe, my diagram will change to this direction. So, this angle will be 45 degrees. So, this angle to me becomes theta. So, this is 45, this is nothing but P2A2. So, this has to be P2A2 cos 45, and this again has to be inverse and equal to P2A2 sin 45. And then you have the same for velocity. Again velocity, but in this direction this angle is again 45 degrees. This is V2. So, this is in the negative x direction, V2 cos 45. This is in vertically upwards, P2 sin 45. Do not just blindly go by 135 degrees. If you are remembering the equation and recalling it in the exam, that is the equation that we have derived in case of using impulse momentum equation, we derived force exerted by flowing fluid on pipe bend. If you remember that equation and recall that and write in the exam, then you go by 135 degrees. Otherwise, follow this method, which is simple. What I have done here is, if this angle is 135 degrees, remaining angle must be 45 degrees. Based on that, I have prepared my diagram. Now, it is only applying impulse momentum equation in x and y directions. So, apply impulse momentum equation in x direction first. What is in x direction? Net force in x direction. So, you have P1 A1 in x direction minus Fx, and in the positive x direction. Now, you be careful, in the previous problem the P2A2 component in horizontal direction was in negative x, but now you have the same in positive x direction. So, it is plus P2A2 cos 45. This must be equal to rho q into final velocity in x direction. Final velocity in x direction, V2 cos theta in the negative x direction. So, minus V2 cos theta or cos 45, because I have already written it, minus initial velocity in x direction is V1. So, what is P1? So, 39.24 into 10 power 4 multiplied by A1. So, you will have to find out what is A1, for which I will have to have the basic data written here. So, D1 is equal to D2 is equal to 0.3 meters. Therefore, A1 is equal to A2 is equal to, I think you will get that as 0.07 meter square. 0.07, I think it is. Shift pi divided by 4 into d square 0.3 square, 0.07068 meter square. So, P1 into A1 0.07068 meter square, P1 A1 minus Fx plus P2 again 39.24 into 10 power 4 into A2 is also same 0.07068 into cos 45. This must be equal to rho q. Rho is 1000. Q is given to be 250 LPS, nothing but equal to 0.25 meter cube per second. So, 1000 into 0.25 rho q into minus V2. How much is V2? Have we found out V1 and V2? We have not yet found out V1 and V2. How do I find V1 and V2? Again, this is based on Q by A. Therefore, V1 is equal to Q by A1. That means that also has to be equal to V2, Q by A2. Therefore, V1 is equal to V2 is equal to Q is 0.25 divided by 0.07068, that is 3.537 meter per second. So, here also I will write the same 3.537 cos 45 minus 3.537. Ultimately, you will get Fx as equal to 48.41. You please calculate in your calculator. I am directly writing 48.41. 48.41 into 10 power 3 Newton. Now, applying the impulse momentum equation in y direction. So, what are all the things you have in y direction? P1 A1 component in y direction will be 0 minus Fy, and then you have component of P2 A2 in y direction, it is coming downwards. So, positive, coming downwards is negative, I am so sorry, coming downwards is negative for us. Then you have P2 A2 cos 45, this must be equal to rho q as it is into final velocity in y direction going upwards is positive for me. So, V2 sin 45 minus initial velocity in y direction is 0. So, everything is known except Fy. If you solve for Fy, you will get Fy as minus 20.054 minus 20.054 into 10 power 3 Newton. Once you get Fx and Fy, F is equal to root of Fx square plus Fy square. Therefore, resultant force F is nothing but 52.39 kilonewton, and alpha is tan inverse of Fy by Fx in modulus. Therefore, you will get alpha as 22.5 degrees, 22.5 degrees. Using this, you can draw the representation diagram. Fx is positive, so this is Fx. Fy is negative and small, so this is Fy. Making an angle of alpha with the horizontal, you have the resultant force F. The values you can write. That completes the problem, and you now know the difference between a pipe bend which is 45 degrees and which is bent to 135 degrees. I have not used 135 degrees anywhere here, but I have drawn a beautiful diagram which represents 135 degrees bend, and the inside of the 135 degree has to be 45 degrees. I have used that and I have solved it. Okay, we will end the class here. Thanks for patient listening. Good day.